Alright, before we get started, Nigel, if you're watching this, please put your last name in the description. I forgot how to actually write it, and I don't want to butcher it, so please put it down in the comments, not in the description. Put it in the comments. Alright, with that out of the way, we have Nigel on the right. He's playing Izzet Blitz against Jelle, our judge, playing Rakdos Midrange. He is unfortunately on a mulligan to 6, and he's playing against a pretty fast deck, with a deck that's maybe not as fast, maybe not as weak to the Blood Moon that we're seeing here. But we'll have to see what happens. Now, Jelle's deck should be playing a bunch of interaction, so it's not completely lost if Nigel has a fast start, but he really needs to start interacting pretty fast. Now, it does look like he's setting up for a turn 3 Blood Moon, trying to get Nigel off of blue. We'll have to see if that works. Double Lava Dart coming out here, going to kill the Voidwalker and get 2 prowess triggers. Since the Voidwalker is still in the field, both of them are exiled, which is good news for Jelle, because that means he does get rid of 2 Lava Darts, so no flashback shenanigans. He is taking a lot of damage here, though. That's maybe a problem. Now, we've seen Nigel a couple times playing Izzet Blitz on the channel. Usually those games end really quick. Unless it's like game 2, game 3, and the opponent is playing a slower deck. Like we saw Nigel against George. George was playing a Band Ephemerate with Soul Herder. Now, the game that George won definitely lasted a lot longer. I think that was maybe half the video, so yeah. But yeah, Nigel's games in general is just incredibly fast. Blitz is I mean, there's a reason they call it Blitz. And this Blood Moon is just not doing anything at this point. It's just not doing anything. I think there is Terminate and Dreadbore in Jelle's hand. But yeah, you can terminate one of the Soulscar mages. You're still gonna take 2. And Nigel just needs to top deck a burn spell, and this game is done. There's a Colligan's Command. It isn't the worst, but this is just not the spot to be in. Oh no. So, one of the downsides of being like known as the local judge is that sometimes somebody asks you a question. Apparently, when you're on coverage, that doesn't end. There is no rest for the wicked. Anyway, that's fine. That's fine. Colligan's Command, going to get rid of the other Soulscar Mage, is going to discard a Stormwing Entity. That's what it's called. Because, of course, Nigel is kind of locked out of blue, but Jelle's kind of locked out of having actual meaningful life total at this point, so... Seasoned Pyromancer, discarding Blood Moon Dreadbore. Looks like land Terminate? I don't... Was that Basic Swamp? No, it's... I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's a basic swamp. Okay. That's not gonna cast you a Terminate anytime soon. Nigel just not drawing the burn spell. Is going to scry off the storming... Wait, how does he... Oh yeah, Metamorphose, of course. Yeah, Metamorphose, very good at drawing you into blue mana and making you blue mana actually cast your storming entity. So yeah, that's fine. There's the red source. So we are most likely going to see Terminate on the storming entity. Yes. All right. There is maybe an argument for not attacking here from yellow's side, because if there's a second Swift Spear, then this game is over, but there's so many draws from Nigel's side here that could just end the game on the spot here, and just not finding them. Dragon Rage Channeler. We have creature, instant, sorcery. I think that's it. I think Nigel doesn't have Delirium yet. Yella just somehow in this. Liliana of the Veil now coming down from Yella here. Gonna edict away the Swift Spear. That's probably going to be the creature that is least likely to actually finish the job. Because as soon as as soon as Nigel just draws anything, we go to game 2. Yella again on a mulligan to 6 here for game 2. Yeah. Somehow Yella lasted a lot longer than he was supposed to that game. He still had some game, but Nigel just needed one burn spell, and it just took way too long to find it. I mean, it happens. It happens. You can just sit there quite comfortably and just keep pressuring, and at some point you just draw a burn spell and you win the game on the spot. So it is what it is, and it's fine. Now we're gonna have to see what happens game 2. Terminate's going to get rid of the Soulscar Mage after attacking. Yella trying to bait out some prowess triggers, but no luck, unfortunately. That is Seasoned Pyromancer and a Swamp, it looks like, being discarded by Yella. Now, I'm pretty sure Yella must have just warded out his moons. His moons, they're cute, but it's not really what you want to be doing against the mostly red leading Blitz. Even though there's like a small blue splash, it's too small to actually consider a Blood Moon. We saw Metamorphose putting Storming Entity into play anyway. We see Metamorphose again. We might be getting Storming Entity again. No, we're seeing Expressive Iteration. Nigel also abraded the Seasoned Pyromancer, so doesn't want to deal with that, it seems. I mean, Abrade is an interesting choice. Anyway, like maybe Nigel was considering a couple cards that maybe weren't as good in the matchup. But I wouldn't know what he boarded out then. Because I'm looking at a deck list, and I think, at least I would think he'd want all these cards, but maybe I'm wrong on that. Meanwhile, if we have Voidwalker coming out from yellow here and then going to bolt the Dragon's Race Channeler. Now, Dorothy, as soon as it isn't summoning sick, could actually consider casting the Dragon Race Channeler. If it were alive, thanks for Lightning Bolt from Nigel. Storming Entity coming down, Scry 2 looks like one top, one bottom. And there is our clock. To be fair, Nigel's clock this game is a lot slower. Which is pretty much what yellow wants here. Because this gives him time to just set up, do like Liliana shenanigans, make you sacrifice a creature. And just kind of ever so slowly start grinding you down. And we see the weakness of the Blitz deck. Once you start running out of gas, like that crash hits you hard. Is going to be able to get rid of Liliana here. That's a good thing, because Nigel is holding a lot more cards than Yelle is here. And another Voidwalker coming in. Now, for those of you who don't know, Voidwalker is a 3/2 for double black. It has Shadow, which means that as far as Modern is concerned, the Voidwalker is just straight up unblockable, but it also can't block. So it's just a 2-mana do 3 every turn. It also just straight up exiles everything that goes to your opponent's graveyard. And then anything that the Voidwalker exiles, you can actually play by sacking the Voidwalker. I mean, you also have to tap it, so the turn you do that, you don't get a free attack in. But, you know, that's fine. If you play a turn 2 Voidwalker, and then turn 3 you Thoughtseize, like, I don't know, let's just go for Embercool. Suddenly you have an Embercool in play, because you don't have to pay mana cost. Like, Douthie Voidwalker does some crazy things. And if you can get something into exile that just straight up wins you the game, then that's an incredibly powerful card. But even if you don't, like, you still have a 2-mana 3/2 with Shadow, which is incredibly powerful. Like, I cannot overstate how good that actually is. I mean, it's maybe a bit slow. Like, maybe a Tarmogoyf would be faster, but what if your Tarmogoyf lost 1 or 2 power, but it's just straight up unblockable? It's also incidental graveyard hate, and is immune to your opponent's graveyard hate. Like, there's just so much. There's so many reasons why the card is just fantastic. And I mean, I'll spare you the rant, but I have said on record, you can go back and see it, I have said on record that Douthie Voidwalker is, in my opinion, one of the strongest cards in Modern Horizons 2. May have said it's stronger than Ragavan. I don't remember. I don't think I agree with that at this point, though I still don't think Ragavan is the problem that people make it out to be. It's a good card, absolutely. I don't think it's ban-worthy. I think that Darcy might still be just straight up better. Anyway, we're not talking here about about Ragavan this game. We might see Ragavan actually. I think Yella is playing Ragavan. We just haven't seen it yet. I'm not sure. I don't think Nigel is playing it, because Blitz usually doesn't. Tries to play just a more aggressive game, and the value you get off Ragavan is not as relevant. But if I'm wrong, we'll have to wait and see. Now Yella, before blockers, looks like is going to make 2 more elementals by exiling the Season Pyromancer. And I have no idea what these blocks are. Okay, he takes 5. 2 of them die, and the Swiss Spear. Okay, I think he just threw 5 of these damn elementals against 1 Swiss Spear. That's interesting. Okay, Inquisition coming out from Yella here. Nigel revealing 2 lands. Yella is at 5. There's a Stormwing entity coming. It looks like Yella is hellbent here. It's most likely... Oh, Nigel is not attacking with the Swiss Spear. I mean, fair enough. You saw last turn. You know how that's going to end. Nigel looks like drew 2 more lands. But it doesn't matter. Yella didn't actually draw the Outstorming entity. And Nigel takes this down 2-0.